Welcome in to another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Max Chadwick alongside Dalton Wasserman here on this Halloween. I'm dressed up as Buzz Lightyear. As you can see right now, Dalton, what are you, like, from the Sandlot or something like that?
No, I'm actually just pretending to be a draft scout today. That's pretty much how it goes. Yeah,
right.
So it's early in the process for the draft, and we're still trying.
You kind of got the Sandlot thing going on with the backwards hat. Smalls or something like that.
To be honest, I didn't really think about it because this is just how I normally dress. So I guess in general, all year I'm just a clown, not just on Halloween.
Yeah. But we got a mock draft for you guys today. So we are the College Football Show. We're doing a mock draft here on this show today. Updated after October. I know it's the last day of October right now, but our post-October 2026 NFL mock draft here on this Halloween day. The chat is already popping off right now, Dalton. So we should get a lot of help from the chat today. Walt already offering some help for the mock draft. Maybe we'll use him for this Raiders pick later on in the draft too. A lot of people are got Andrew Harbaugh, Drake Holiday, Damon Williams Jr. for Heisman's also in the chat right now too. So a lot of people in the chat right now. Happy Halloween, and let's get into this mock draft. And again, if you want to get access to the PFF mock draft simulator, you can see right there, you can get it for 25% off right now if you use the promo code PFFCFB25, and you get access to all the best betting tools and fantasy football tools on the planet as well. And Dalton, since it is a holiday, I will treat you and not trick you by letting you not pick for your New York Jets number 2 overall.
Fantastic. It's a tough decision more than anything. Look, coming off a win, also not picking first. So that there's some debate about whether that's a good thing or not. But I also think in this draft, you don't necessarily have to be picking first to get precisely what you want. So that's all right. I'll pick for the Saints first.
Unless you want the Jets.
No, I'm good. You go ahead. I want to see your opinion on the Jets because mine can it can waver on the Jets sometimes. So we'll let you pick the Jets. You're the Jersey guy. You lived there even closer to there at the time than me. So there we go.
Drake Holiday saying Max looking like Buzz Lightyear, looking tight as hell. Love that.
Wow.
Love that.
That's a new one. All right.
Love that. I'm like the Guido Buzz Lightyear right now with my chain out and everything like that. I am a Jersey boy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it makes...
Yeah, Guido Lightyear right now. All right, let's get into it right now. Who are you taking number 1 overall for the New Orleans Saints? Your second NFL team.
So, yeah, I could say my mom's a Saints fan too, right? So, here's the thing. I think you could think about quarterback, but they're switching to Tyler Shuck this week. I'm going to at least give him a chance to see the rest of the season what Tyler Shuck shows him. They did take him with a top 40 pick last year, so I'm going to go to another area of this team. I'm actually going to take the top guy on our draft board right away, Ruben Bain Jr., the edge defender from Miami. The Saints need help in this front seven. They need to get younger in this front seven, especially off the edge. Cam Jordan's not going to play forever, and the Saints are tied with Miami right now for the dead last in the league in pass rush grade. Ruben Bain's had an unbelievable year for Miami. The pass rush win rate is off the charts. He's also an excellent run defender, something the Saints have needed on the defensive line for the last couple of years. Give me Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami to New Orleans.
Love it. All right, Ruben Bain Jr., the top player on our big board, going to the New Orleans Saints right now. Someone asking in the chat right now, Max and Dalton, how long until people realize Mekhi Lemon is the best receiver in the draft?
I mean, it's a good argument. It's a good argument there with Jordan Tyson.
He'll be somewhere in this mock draft.
Who knows if Titans' numbers are going to decline from here? And A, he needs to get healthy, and B, with Sam Levitt now out for the season for Arizona State, might be kind of tight on targets here for Tyson. So, I mean, it's entirely possible. The measurables might favor Tyson, but Lemon is really, really good.
Yeah, and Andrew Harbaugh making a great point in the chat, too. Not enough people realize that Cam Jordan's obviously getting up there in age, too. Get Ruben Bain Jr. as kind of a natural replacement. Kind of fits that mold of a Cam Jordan, too, as a guy who can play at D-tackle or on the edge, too. So I have the fortune of picking for your New York Jets here at number 2 overall. I'm going to go with a quarterback here, and I'm going to go with Dante Moore, the quarterback out of Oregon. I know a lot of people would maybe say Fernando Mendoza or maybe Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama, too. I'm going to go with Dante Moore. He's obviously younger than both those guys. I think he's played at about the same level as both those guys right now. You can see his PFF grade right there, an 87 PFF grade so far. He has been phenomenal this year. I like Dante Moore's ceiling a little bit more than Ty Simpson and Fernando Mendoza, but I think right now those three are kind of in a 3-horse race for QB1 in this year's draft. And as of today, my answer might change later on, but as of today, I would take Dante Moore, QB1 in this class.
That's reasonable. I think we have a long way to go in the QB1 argument. There's a lot of guys even to and through the playoff that are going to decide this race, and it's also going to depend just exactly what you're looking for. And the only thing I'd say with Moore is that the lack of experience. I mean, he had 5-6 starts at UCLA, and now he's got his first full season as a starter in Oregon. So it could be a little bit of an inexperience factor there, but I get it. I think there's a lot of guys who are still in that race right now, and it's very, very cloudy.
All right, so you have the Tennessee Titans up here at number 3 overall. Do not know who their new head coach will be this year, but who will be joining Cam Ward on the Titans?
This is tough because the Titans need a lot, I think, especially on the outside on both sides of the ball. At receiver or in the secondary, I think either could be a great pick. If there was a primetime corner, say like if Notre Dame's Leonard Moore was eligible this year, that would actually probably be my pick, or even if Jeremiah Smith were eligible. So I think I'm at this point knowing that they need both of those things, and receiver is a lot easier to find on day 2. I'm going to go with the best player on the board here. Also, Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. I think he's a guy from that safety spot who can change a defense. I understand safeties don't usually go this high, but the Titans need a cornerstone in their secondary. They can get that in Caleb Downs.
Love it. All right, Caleb Downs, who is one of the best players overall in this year's draft, going there to the Tennessee Titans. At number 4 overall, I have the Miami Dolphins. I do not think Tua Tagovailoa is going to be the quarterback for the Dolphins very much longer. So I'm going to go with the quarterback here. I will take Fernando Mendoza here.
Yeah, send him back home. Love that.
Exactly.
Love that. The Miami native going back home to the Dolphins.
Exactly. Yeah, Mendoza going back home to Miami. So, yeah, he's obviously been all over the country, right? Grew up in Miami, then went to Cal, and then now at Indiana, and then goes back to Miami too. But I think Fernando Mendoza has been great this year. He right now is the betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. And right now on the consensus big board, which you find at NFL Mock Draft Database, they do a great job with the consensus board. He's the number 1 overall prospect for the consensus board too. I think he's certainly in the running to be QB1 right now. And like I said, I don't think Tua Tagovailoa will be the Dolphins quarterback for much longer. So I'll take Mendoza here to the Dolphins.
Entirely possible they move on from him in the offseason, and there's so much turmoil right now with the Dolphins organization. Chris Greer was just let go today after last night's loss to Baltimore. Mike McDaniel, most people think he's likely to follow, and then possibly Tua from there. It's going to hurt him on the salary cap for 2026, and then they've already started preparing for that possibility with the Jalen Ramsey trade, with the Jonnu Smith trade, getting money off the books for the future. So it feels like the Dolphins could be in a spot to take a quarterback in this next draft.
Just to remind people, because I didn't say at the top, my bad, we're not doing trade backs. Andrew Harbaugh wants you to trade back here for the Browns. That is an option considering all the needs they have, but we're not doing trade backs yet in these mock drafts. So we will be picking for the Browns here, number 5, but that is certainly a enticing option for Cleveland.
Oh, to be honest with you, with the Jets at 2, I might have traded back there as well. I think they need more assets than just a quarterback at the 2nd overall pick. I think you could have easily traded back there, but we'll move on and pick for the Browns at number 5, who already have 2 first-round picks also, so that's an asset for them too. Look, to me, a lot of people are going to clamor for quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's look kind of rough. Maybe we'll see Shedeur Sanders down the stretch for this Browns team, but I don't really care who the quarterback is for the Browns right now until they get better on the offensive line and at receiver. So to me, I'm picking the best player from either of those 2 positions. The best player on our board here is Arizona State's Jordan Tyson. I think despite the quarterback difficulties that the Sun Devils are going to have the rest of the year, Jordan Tyson has proved he's a primetime talent. He can be a number 1 receiver. The Browns desperately need help on the outside, and then I think later in the draft, if they go receiver first, they got to start throwing darts at all the offensive linemen they can. I'm going to go with Tyson here to get that number 1 receiver for the Browns at 5.
I love that pick. That's actually probably who I would have gone with next if I had him on the board for the New York Giants. But, yeah, it's a great pick right there for the Cleveland Browns, who just need to add more talent to that offense right now and get another top receiver, and Jordan Tyson would present that right there. So with Tyson off the board, I have the Giants here at number 6 overall. I am going to go with an offensive lineman with Caleb Downs off the board, with Jordan Tyson off the board. I'm going to go with Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah. Still had a really good year so far this year, and I think he could be the right tackle of the future alongside Andrew Thomas at left tackle. I think this would be a dream pick for the Giants to beef up their offensive line.
Totally agree, and the fun part with Utah is last year they were mostly an outside zone team, and he proved his prowess there. And this year with Jason Beck as their offensive coordinator, they've gone to a lot more gap scheme and pulling and getting Fano on the second level on down blocks, things of that nature. That's really where the Giants have succeeded lately, but I think that's absolutely a home run pick there, right tackle for the Giants. Keep getting better with that run game. Jackson Dart's been involved in it. Hopefully hopefully Cam Scatterbo can get healthy next year and maybe even add more depth at running back than they already have. I think Brian Daboll is going to continue to base his team in the run game, and there's nobody better to do that with than Fano.
And Spencer Fano with Cam Scatterbo running behind him. That is a nightmare for opposing defenses.
That's what defenses call a problem for sure. That is an absolute problem.
All right, you have the Raiders, Walt's Raiders here at number 7. So let's see what he wants to do for the Raiders. But
does he want a quarterback? That's the big question.
That's the question. That's the question right now.
Gino's been struggling.
I will say, if you look at our mock draft simulator, about 60% of Raiders fans pick a quarterback.
Wow.
It's a lot.
I mean,
there's not even another position listed right there.
I mean, it's either the question of, is it a quarterback, or do you feel like Gino can bounce back? Or do you just take the best defensive player on the board? I mean, that's the real question for me. I mean, there's maybe an argument for a receiver also, but Brock Bowers has been hurt a lot this year, hasn't played too much. And, you talk about that possibly getting fixed in the process of that. And you can find receiver later in the draft. Man, oh, man. Look at
Andrew Harbaugh saying Mekhi Lemon for the Raiders, apparently. If they trade Jacoby Myers, there's a rumor right now.
Well, he won't be there after this season anyway, whether trade or cut or whatever. Lemon makes some sense. Any defensive player makes sense. I think Peter Woods I could absolutely take here. I mean, this Raiders defense needs a lot of help, a whole lot of help. Man, don't need Jeremiah Love. I know that.
That would be unreal, though.
All right, I'm down to 2. Is it quarterback or not? Are we going quarterback with the Raiders, we think?
I think you would appease most Raiders fans if you take a quarterback
That's
here.
interesting.
I mean, 60% of them want a quarterback.
That's really interesting to me. Wow. All right. Let's do it. Quarterback, Ty Simpson.
Love it.
Las Vegas Raiders. Ty Simpson having a great year. Can operate from the pocket. I think he can do everything that Chip Kelly wants him to do. He's accurate. He's not afraid of the middle of the field. And, I think the big thing that the Raiders are trying to avoid is turnovers, because they've gotten way too many of them with Geno Smith. And even if you still keep Geno as kind of the bridge at that point, you don't want to start Simpson right away, fine. But Simpson, with the background as a coach's son, he has the look right now of an NFL quarterback. And I really like that even through all the great teams that Alabama has played, Simpson has worked through that adversity to continue to win every week.
Yeah, he's been great so far this year for Alabama. I have the Arizona Cardinals here right now. I think what I'm going to do there's some options here. I'm looking at Arvell Reese, the linebacker.
Linebacker's a good call.
I'm also looking at Francis Mauigoa.
Fano, I was going to say Fano, if he was on the board, or Mauigoa would make they need a right tackle in the worst way. And then I think a sneaky pick here, if they were willing to take him this high, is Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that.
Because James Conner being out, and he's 30 years old, that's really killed their offense. Because they need an engine type of back. Now, maybe they can find that in the second round or sometime later, but I think that would be a sleeper pick here. I do think you're on the right track there with probably Mauigoa or a linebacker, yeah.
You know what? Our guy Drake Holiday in the chat, who I believe he's an Arizona State fan, so I'm going to believe he's an Arizona Cardinals fan too. He wants Arvell Reese, so I'm going to appease our guy Drake Holiday. I'm taking Arvell Reese to the Arizona Cardinals right there, who has been a freak athlete at linebacker, can even play a little bit edge rusher for the Cardinals as well. He has been incredible for Ohio State's defense this year. I'll take Arvell Reese, who I think probably will be a top 10 pick on draft day, and he might go here to the Arizona Cardinals.
I think in the same way that Jonathan Gannon loves to use Zaven Collins at times as a flexible kind of player, I think Reese makes a lot of sense there too, because he likes, much like Vic Fangio, his successor in Philly. He really likes to mix up the fronts, and that involves sometimes getting one of those linebackers or former linebackers at times off of the edge. I think Reese can do a little bit of both. It makes sense for their defense.
Let's actually take away this pick from you, Dalton, and let's go to our producer Eli back there. First off, Eli, what are you dressing as for Halloween this year? And second off, who were you picking for the Bengals here at number 9?
I'm not dressing in anything. Elizabeth and I are having a chill night at home.
Boo.
I don't even know what costume I could have at home. I could dress up as Joe Burrow. I've got a bunch of jerseys, but that's like...
You could. You're playing the same number of snaps right now.
You got a cast on your foot, yeah.
That's messed up. I'm moving on to the pick. I'm over this. You guys got my favorite thing possible would be getting Peter Woods to the Bengals. They have not drafted an interior defensive lineman that has had an impact since Geno Atkins in 2010. Everybody else that has been on the Bengals who has been productive on the interior has been a free agency signing or trade, whether that be B.J. Hill or D.J. Reader. So he's the kind of guy that they need in the worst way. Doesn't necessarily have the greatest pass rush juice, but I think he can get there, as you see with the true pass set numbers. But, I mean, he beefs up the interior. He stops the run, and he can give you that juice, and he's just a blue chip talent that they desperately need on the inside.
I love that.
I think either of those two Clemson guys would fit if you get either of them. And now if you have your choice of both, then so be it. I'm in on that pick, absolutely. Peter Woods, yep.
Peter Woods, great pick right there for the Cincinnati Bengals. That'd be a dream pick, I think, for that team right there. All right, I have the Baltimore Ravens here at number 10, who just won last night on Thursday Night Football. Maybe they're going to be picking a lot lower. Maybe the Super Bowl run is still on for the Ravens. We'll see later on in the year. They got a lot of ground to make up right now with Lamar Jackson now healthy. I think I'm going to go with an edge rusher here, but I'm between two of them. I think I'm leaning T.J. Parker, but I'm also looking at Keldrick Falk too, because I think he could really fit that defense and be a freak athlete in that scheme. But I think I'm going to go with T.J. Parker here. I think he's been still really good, even though Clemson's not had a great year this year. 82.6 PFF grade this year so far. So I'm going to go back-to-back Clemson defensive lineman here. Peter Woods to the Bengals, and then his teammate T.J. Parker goes to the division rival in the Ravens here.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think Falk would make a lot of sense too, and what you're getting with Falk is a little more versatility, and he's a awesome run defender. He might be the best run defending edge other than Bain in this class, honestly. So, but I get it. They need, right? I mean, Ruben Bain's the best at just about everything. That's why he's the number one player on the board. But Falk really is going to be a nice player for somebody probably in the next few picks here.
Our guy Andrew Harbaugh is saying that Eli should dress up as code PFF CFB 25. Just walk around like a black shirt with like a sign on it, just PFF CFB 25.
Our good friend Mitch Kaiser says I look like the theater thug from Drake and Josh, which I never really watched Drake and Josh, but I'm just gonna assume that's like some punk in a movie theater. I don't actually know what that means.
God, he
but
does.
What a call by Mitch!
Like
What a call by Mitch! Oh,
wow.
What a call!
That's
unbelievable.
Whatever that means.
What a pull by Mitch, dude! Have you never seen Drake and Josh?
No, I never watched.
Dude, how old are you, man?
He's
Holy
ancient.
crap! That was my childhood right there.
I'm uncultured, man.
I think that's a great idea, though. I might, instead of giving candy to people around the apartment, I'm just going to hand out promo codes.
Just hand out the
use
PFFC. It's like an 8-year-old.
Eli's that old guy that hands out flyers for Halloween.
It's not
flyers
even
and a bag of pretzels.
It's
That's
not
what
even
you're giving out.
Hey, buddy,
apples,
you want to see? You want to see pressure to sack conversion
You want
rate?
a mock draft? PFB, CFB.
You want to see the top MAC quarterbacks and pressure to sack conversion rate
Let's
this year?
go. What are you handing my son? Promo code?
It's a promo code for PFF 25. Please use it today. Oh, the theater thug from Drake and Josh. What a pull by Mitch,
I'll have
dude.
to find that later because
You got to look it up. It is what an incredible. You look exactly like him.
Oh, great.
It was a very scary episode, Drake and Josh, actually. All right, you have the Washington Commanders here at 11.
All right, this is interesting because, I mean, you look at this team. They need so much help on defense. And do I go to me, is it Keldrick Falk off the edge because they need some young edge talent out there? Or am I taking a corner? Because this is, for my money, other than maybe the Dallas Cowboys, this is probably the worst performing group of cornerbacks in the league this year. They still need more help on the outside alongside Mike Sainristil. Still, I like in the slot. Trey Amos has played solid when he has played, but he hasn't gotten to play a whole lot. So, I mean, I'm in between those two things right there, and they need both of them in the worst way. The pass defense just is not good enough. I feel like I can find more defensive linemen later. I know Jermod McCoy's higher on the board, but we haven't seen him play yet this year. Hopefully we will get to for Tennessee at some point. I'm going to go with the guy who's been arguably the best corner in the country this year. Give me Mansour Delane from LSU. This team so badly needs help in the secondary.
I like it.
I mean, the cornerback situation is just killing them every single week. You saw it this past Monday against Kansas City. They just can't play with teams who have primetime passing games right now. I'm going to take Delane as a talent at cornerback to go with Trey Amos and Mike Sainristil and work into the future here at that position.
You know what? I was going to take whoever you didn't take right there for Washington because I'm going to go with the corner here for Los Angeles. I'm going to take Jermod McCoy, the other corner who we have not seen play yet for the Rams because of his injury, the torn ACL. Hopefully he comes back at some point this year. But, man, even if this guy sits out the entire year, I think his sophomore tape is still good enough to go top 20 maybe in this year's draft. He's that good of a player. And I think he still could be the top corner taken in the draft right now. Delane has been phenomenal this year, which might get him over Jermod McCoy at the end of the day. But I still love Jermod McCoy, man, even though he hasn't played at all this year yet. So I'm going to take him to the Rams, who definitely need cornerback help right now at 12.
Absolutely. I mean, they have a decent group of corners, but they don't have that one just number one shutdown guy. And they play a lot of zone defense anyway. But to add a top-end talent to that group, and look, you look at the Rams as a team. They have 2 first-round picks in this draft. they don't have a ton of flaws here. And I think they could also be, depending on who they like, a sneaky quarterback team to sit behind Matthew Stafford for a year or two going into the future. But, no, I think that's a great pick. Anywhere you can add a top-end talent at a premium position like that, I think is outstanding for sure.
Real quick, Andrew Harbaugh in the chat saying that Jermon McCoy is practicing this week. He's not going to play against Oklahoma. I think I already saw their injury report. He's out this week, but hopefully that means he come back soon for the Volunteers, which they need right now.
If you get him in the next couple weeks, I mean, their last 2 games are playing at Florida and then they're playing Vanderbilt, the big game against Vandy, or if you get McCoy going into the playoff at least, I mean, you're if they get there.
And if you've watched our preview show on Tuesday, I broke down how bad Tennessee's secondary has been over the last 3 weeks. You get that guy back who might be the best corner or one of the best corners in college football, that would be a huge get. You get him and Colton Hood together, all of a sudden that secondary goes from a major weakness to maybe a major strength for the Volunteers this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so you have the Minnesota Vikings here at 13 overall.
This is a weird one. This is a weird one too, because you just start to wonder with all the noise lately if this is another one where they start thinking about a quarterback. I know it's just more of a thing of J.J. McCarthy's been hurt and he hasn't played much, but I'm going to give that time. I'm going to give that the rest of the season. But don't write the Vikings off as a potential quarterback team.
That top player on the board right there.
And that's the next place I was going, because Aaron Jones, a little bit older, been hurt this year. Jordan Mason is just okay, but better served as a number 2 back. I think I'm going to go there. This Vikings team really needs – first of all, they need a healthy offensive line, which would be nice getting here soon as you get McCarthy back into the lineup. But I think now this kind of makes sense to get Jeremiah Love in there. Kevin O'Connell still wants to run the football no matter who his quarterback is. They haven't been able to do that this year between offensive line injuries and running back injuries and ineffectiveness for that matter. So I'm going to take the back from Notre Dame, the best back in the country right now, Jeremiah Love.
Love it. Jeremiah Love, who's been phenomenal this year. He was great last year as a junior. He's been great this year as well. Love that pick right there. He probably would have been a guy I would have considered at number 14 overall for the Houston Texans. But with him off the board, I do like Woody Marks in that backfield right now. I'm going to go to the offensive line, and I'm going to go with Francis Mauigoa, who I think has not gotten enough credit for how good he has actually been for Miami this year. You see his grades right there. He's been much better than either of his 2 years in his freshman or sophomore year. And I loved his freshman and sophomore tape, honestly. But he has taken it to a next level this year with 80-plus grades as a pass blocker and run blocker. I think it's not over yet for OT1. I know a lot of people are kind of penciling in Spencer Fano as OT1. He was the OT1 in our mock draft today. But I think Francis Mauigoa, he could be a top 10 pick the way he's playing right now. So I'm going to take him here to the Texans. Just need help all along that offensive line. And I know some people, I know Trevor Sikkema and Connor Rogers think that Mauigoa might be a long-term guard at the next level. But for the Texans, they need help pretty much everywhere on the offensive line. So whether it be tackle or at guard, Francis Mauigoa will be a great player for them.
Yeah, they've got some veterans playing reasonably well, right? Titus Howard is basically a league average starter. Ed Ingram at right guard is having the best year of his career, but you also don't know if you can trust him long term. The left guard spot's been a rotation, so even if you do move Mauigoa inside, or Trevor's even had the idea of moving a Caden Proctor inside to guard and seeing where that goes, this team just needs offensive line talent. They played better the last couple of weeks, and I like the way that Ariante Ursary has picked it up at left tackle, so maybe that's not a need. But I think if you're the Texans, you just take an offensive line talent and let it run and figure it out later. It's kind of what they're doing right now, and at least for the last couple of weeks, it's been working.
All right, so you have the Dallas Cowboys, who also could take an offensive lineman here, but also there's a lot of needs along the defensive side, too.
No, this has to be a defensive pick. I mean, you just can't, even despite some offensive line struggles, and they've had some injuries, you just cannot go with this current defensive unit that they have as it's put together. I mean, to me, actually, I'm going to take Keldrick Falk here. I think that's just the best move for both the running and the passing game. And you know, even if it's Matt Eberflus still as their defensive coordinator, he can play as a down 4-3 defensive end. If you get another coach in there and another system, Falk, we've seen, can move inside and outside. And he's just that's the first thing to me is he is going to be an awesome run defender in the NFL. He's an elite run defender right now. To me, I'll still say it. I think he reminds me a lot of Jason Pierre-Paul, and if he develops as a pass rusher the same way Pierre-Paul did, then I think the Cowboys would love to have him, but they need game-changing players on their – if they take an offensive player in the first round of this year's draft, I don't even know what to say for him. So to me, I like Keldrick Falk as a player a lot, and I think he's something in both areas that the Cowboys really need.
Yeah, that was actually a guy I was going to take next because we actually have, a Panthers fan in the chat. Odin, 1923, says Falk to Carolina as a 3-4 end. That would have been really fun for them.
I'm going to tell you something here for Carolina. That top guy on the board.
I'm looking at him. I was looking at him, but I'm also looking at David Bailey too, which I think would be a fun pick. But since they kind of addressed it in the draft with getting Nick Skorton and Prince Lee Yellen. I'm going to pass on it for now, and I will get them Mekhi Lemon here, who I think could be a really fun addition to that offense with Bryce Young, with Tedero McMillan too. Carnell Tate is certainly an option for them too if they want to get two bigger wide receivers, but I think Mekhi Lemon will bring a different element to that offense right now. I think he's been the best slot receiver in the country. He could play that slot role for Carolina too, and I'll take him here to the Panthers here, number 16 overall.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think he would be so complimentary of Tedero and McMillan and everything that he does on the outside. Because to be honest with you, McMillan, despite some of the Panthers' difficulties and now Bryce Young working through an injury and everything like that, McMillan has been an Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. He has been as advertised on the outside. They just don't have a huge depth of weapons right now. That's taken a hit, obviously, this year with Coker being injured, Thielen getting traded, some other things not going the way they wanted to, especially with Xavier Legette. But I think you get a high-volume slot threat like this in the Panthers' offense, they get a lot better.
Who are you taking here for the Chicago Bears now that Jeremiah Love is off the board?
Yeah, you stole Jeremiah Love from me, which hurts. That hurts a little.
No, you stole him from yourself, buddy.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you screwed yourself.
Oh, yeah, division
You played
rival.
yourself right there.
I forget where we're at. I just
don't blame me for that.
I like blaming you for things. I actually forgot.
I would have taken him to the Cowboys. Actually,
that?
I would not take him to the Cowboys. No, you have the Cowboys pick. Jerry would have taken him to the Cowboys, though.
I mean,
knowing Jerry, he would have.
Like, you know what? We're gonna win 45-42 every week. All right, the Chicago Bears. This is an interesting one. There's part of me that thinks maybe a receiver makes sense because you've seen this kind of thing where DJ Moore's just the target share and the usage has kind of declined. Maybe a receiver like a Carnell Tate makes some sense, but I also watch this team and they don't get pressure on quarterbacks without blitzing. And Dennis Allen loves to blitz, but they need to be able to send a four-man rush. They have Montez Sweat, they have Dio Odeyingbo, but they just haven't had enough of a pass rush with their four-man rush to get home to quarterbacks. I'm going to take a guy who's been doing that all year down at Texas Tech with that four-man rush they run down there. Give me David Bailey from Texas Tech. I think even with Odeyingbo and Sweat still there, those guys can stay in on early downs to stop the run early on, even if you don't feel like David Bailey can do that. But Bailey and what he's done as a pass rusher, both last year at Stanford and this year at Texas Tech, I think that would add a lot to this Bears defense that really struggles to get home with just four.
Love that. All right, so David Bailey going to the Bears. I have the Browns right now. We took Jordan Tyson to them earlier at number 5, so I will not take a receiver here, even though Tyson and Carnell Tate would fix a lot of the problems they have in that receiving core right now. But I'm going to stay.
This is so easy to me.
Caden Proctor?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
The Browns to me, and I know the quarterback conversation is going to be a thing, the Browns to me have to come out with these first two picks in some order. Offensive line and wide receiver.
Yep.
They have to. They can figure out Quinshawn, I like it, running back. You have Sampson. You don't need a tight end with the two guys you have. They have to come out of this first round with an offensive lineman and a wide receiver. It's just they right now those two units are not functional, which makes your quarterback not functional. It has to me, you want to take a Carson Beck or somebody in the second round, mess around with quarterbacks, fine, or Nussmeier, whoever. This team has to take these two positions.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any pick other than
Caden Proctor, who has been great this year, 81.3 PFF grade. He's another guy who could play a little bit of tackle or guard if you want him to, too. And
a little bit of running back.
Or running back or receiver. If they need more help in the receiving core, Caden Proctor could do that. Maybe we should have taken a quarterback at 5 and then Caden Proctor here, because that fixes your offensive line and receiver problem for Cleveland.
Oh, it's a good call. Or maybe it fixes your quarterback problem.
Maybe. Yeah, Caden Proctor, do-it-all player for Cleveland. And another team like the Texans that just need help all over the offensive line. So even if Proctor has to play guard in the NFL level, he could still do that for the Cleveland Browns right now, too. So I like this pick a lot. Caden Proctor to the Browns at number 18. So you have the Steelers here at 19.
Steelers here at 19. There's going to be a lot of clamoring for a quarterback. Hey, man. Simpson might have been a good pick. There's going to be a lot of clamoring for a quarterback. Eli's got Sam Levitt there on the board. Don't know about that with the season-ending injury.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to like a Garrett Nussmeier, a John Mateer.
I would not take Mateer the way he's playing right now.
I wouldn't either. Sellers as well has been struggling lately. Do we just wait? Do we wait on quarterback, and one day when we do a 2-round mock, we get it in the second?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm tempted to go receiver here and take Carnell Tate.
Yeah,
I
that makes
think
sense.
they need a second outside guy in this offense. I like the way the tight ends are operating, and Aaron Rodgers is operating with Washington and Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith with the tight ends. Metcalf's obviously really good, but they need another receiver. I'm going to go with Carnell Tate here. This team needs a number 2 receiver, somebody else who can win on the outside. I'm going to do that.
Love it. Carnell Tate.
He's got Diego
I won't.
Pavia
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not moving until you acknowledge Diego Pavia.
Diego Pavia. Tell you what, Diego Pavia, early day 3.
Stay in the black and gold.
Steelers franchise quarterback.
Stay in the black and gold right there.
He would be
Fits the
an
color scheme?
unbelievable personality in Pittsburgh.
Oh, for sure.
I will just say that.
Oh, he would. Yeah, they would love him. They just like tough guys down there, and there's nobody tougher than Pavia.
Love that.
For sure.
All right. Next up is the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see. Between probably tackle, I'm looking at some tackles and edge rushers right now.
Boy, the fun that Kyle Shanahan would have with Kenyon Sadiq. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, you got George Kittle, though.
Right, but that's it. But he likes those types. You have Kittle
I know, but
and Sadiq and Kyle Juszczyk. The fun that Shanahan would have moving Sadiq all over the place. Throwing it out there.
A little much of a luxury pick right there.
Cassius Howell might be.
Cassius Howell.
I'll tell you what, Robert Saleh likes his wide 9 rushers, and Cassius Howell's one of them.
Yeah, he's played great this year. I'm looking at him, too. Yeah, I'll probably go with I'll take Cassius Howell. I mean, even though they took Mykal Williams, though, and they have Nick Bosa.
But Williams is kind of 2 different things, though, because what they've been doing with Williams, he's been solid in run defense, but there hasn't been much pass rush, and he's been putting Williams more on the inside, too, as a pass rusher. Saleh just likes to have as many pass rushers as possible, no matter who it is. So he can. It's almost like Williams kind of plays the old John Franklin Myers role when he was with the Jets. And you could have Howell coming screaming off the edge on passing situations with Williams inside, with hopefully Bosa on the other side, and then figuring out, Alfred Collins and C.J. West and those guys. I don't think Howell is a bad thought there at all.
No, I'll take Howell. That's fine. I'll take Cassius Howell. He's had a great year this year so far. He's one of the best pass rushers in the country. There is a lot of arm length concerns with Cassius Howell, but he still probably will be a first-round pick at the end of the day. So I'll take Cassius Howell there to the 49ers. All right, next up you have – who's up next? The Chargers.
This feels like a trench pick. Like it has to be a trench pick. Interior offensive line, maybe a Connor Lew?
No, I would not. He tore his ACL.
Oh, he did. Okay,
yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right. Okay.
Maybe Vivanga Ioane. Penn State in the line. Edge rusher could be an option too.
I think I'm going to lean defensive line. I think I'm going to go with the other edge rusher from Texas Tech. Give me Romello Height. This team,
I like it.
Something that they've struggled with is when Khalil Mack is not on the field, their pass rush is pretty close to non-existent. And Khalil Mack's not getting any younger, playing on 1-year contracts. They need to find more on this defensive line to rush the passer, especially if Khalil Mack is going to be done or gone from them after this year. I'll take Romello Height. We'll get 2 Texas Tech edge rushers in the first round.
Love it. Okay. Kansas City up next. This might be a Kenyon Sadiq spot.
Oh, boy, what Andy Reid would do with him. Man.
Because this might be the final year for Travis Kelce.
That's true. That could be a thing.
I think I'm going to take Kenyon Sadiq here. I think this might be Travis Kelce's final year. Hopefully not the way he's playing. He's still playing at a pretty good level right now. But he's getting up there in age, and obviously a lot of off-field ventures to get to as the fiance of the biggest pop star on the planet right now in Taylor Swift. So he's got a lot going on outside of football too. But I think this would be a smart pick for Kansas City. Even if Travis Kelce comes back for another year, Kenyon Sadiq could sit behind one of the greatest tight ends of all time and learn behind him too. But I'll take Kenyon Sadiq here as for the next Travis Kelce replacement whenever he decides to hang it up.
I love how the argument here is, he's got better things to do than win another Super Bowl.
No, he does. Quite literally, he does. That guy is living life to the fullest right now. Credit to him, man, because he is whatever you can do to live your life like that Travis Kelce is living it right now. All right, you have the Rams here, number 23.
The Rams. What are we going to do with the Rams?
We took Jermon McCoy already.
Already took a corner.
Yep.
Do I just be a clown and take another receiver? Does Stafford need another guy? There is a quarterback argument.
I was going to say quarterback.
There's a quarterback argument here.
O-line, maybe Caleb Lomu.
O-line. Well, there's an off. Well, Lomu's good too, but there's an offensive lineman I actually like better as a fit for them than that. I think I'm going to not go quarterback here. I'll tell you the guy I'm going to take. Whether he's their future right tackle if Rob Havenstein's going to be done or if he needs to move inside to guard, I think they could use him at either spot, maybe a left guard, something like that. Steve Avila's playing well, but even let's just say a right tackle. Let's go to the team that was my preseason pick to win the Joe Moore Award, that I think very well could win the Joe Moore Award, highest graded offensive line in the country. I'm going to go Jennings Dunker from Iowa. I'm in on that.
Like it.
Get a little zone blocking going in there on that right side.
Yeah, it would fit. That makes a lot of sense right there. I like that.
Max, if you could, nope, we're cooked.
Did you lose it? You lost the simulator?
Yeah, I lost it.
Oh boy, he lost it.
I have it on my computer. If you want me to start announcing picks like that, we could do that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because the sim was not registering Sadiq, and then I went to refresh.
Oh, they hated my King Sadiq pick.
You broke it by getting Sadiq to the Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah, they did not want that. That'd be unfair.
How long might it take you to get it back up? We can have a conversation.
No, we could.
If you send me the order, Max, and then who you guys have already picked.
Just announce the.
Nah, screw it. Let's just.
we only got a few left.
We could just start announcing picks like that.
Okay. All right.
So I have the Lions up next here at 24 overall. Corner.
Corner's a possibility. I mean, when they're healthy, they're fine out there. I think maybe I'm trying to think the interior, a center. Oh, man, this would be another good Connor Lou spot if he wasn't hurt.
He's gonna fall down boards now.
Mess around, get another weapon, Concepcion.
Maybe. I think I'm gonna go. There's not really D tackles I'd want right here. Caleb Banks, he has been so banged up this year.
Another edge rusher, or Mason Thomas as another pass rusher?
Maybe edge. I'm going to go with corner. I'm going to go Avion Terrell here. I'm taking Avion Terrell, the cornerback from Clemson here, at number 24 overall to the Detroit Lions. Up next is the Buffalo Bills. Eli, if you just want to look on Tankathon, actually, that might be the easiest way for you to just follow along. We're at 25 overall now with the Buffalo Bills, Dalton.
25 with Buffalo, to me, has to be a defensive player, something in the middle of their defense. I don't hate the way their defensive line is developing, but their back seven's been a real problem. Is it a Sonny Styles? Is it an Anthony Hill? Is there another safety? Oh, is it my guy, Dylan Thieneman? Man, where did he go? Trevor, what did we do to Dylan Thieneman? What happened?
He's 62 right now. Damn.
Oh, man.
Where is he on the consensus board?
That's my guy, man. Killing me on Dylan Thieneman.
He's 48 on the consensus board, so he's a little bit higher there. But
he's got Sonny Styles as the highest ranked linebacker. Am I going that route? My side with Trevor. I think Anthony Hill makes some sense too.
Hill.
They need linebacker and safety help in just the worst way.
Sonny Styles is higher on the consensus board. But, yeah, I think you can go either or. I don't think you can go wrong with either of those two.
All right, let's do it. Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles, Ohio State, linebacker, Buffalo Bills. They need help in the middle of that defense. I'm going with it.
Sonny Styles going to the Buffalo Bills. Up next is the Seattle Seahawks here at 26 overall. This will be another good Avion Terrell spot.
I'll tell you something.
I'm looking at interior line.
I'm going to tell you something else, too. There's a wide receiver that plays about 5 miles from that stadium.
Denzel Boston?
That would fit right in.
Oh, he would.
Because I know Cooper Kupp, he's done his job this year, but they could improve around Smith and Jigba at wide receiver. They could go right down the street and get a really good one.
You know what? It's a good call. I think I'm going to go with that. I'll go with Denzel Boston. Let's keep him in the same stadium. Right? Do they play?
No.
No. They play outside the stadium, but they play right down the street.
They're right down
they
the
play
road.
some games, I believe, in Seattle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Denzel Boston. Got a lot of Washington fans pissed off at me for saying that. I'm going to say Denzel Boston here to the Seattle Seahawks here at 26 overall. Keep him in the same city there to the Seattle Seahawks. All right, you have the Buccaneers here at 27 overall.
This is another one where I'm feeling like dipping into this linebacker group. Levante David's not going to play forever, I think. Servassier Dennis has really struggled in coverage this year.
Anthony Hill would really fit, yeah.
Anthony Hill would fit. Trevor has Deontay Lawson a little bit ahead of Hill, but I like the speed of Hill in this
I think
defense.
Hill's going to go higher than Lawson.
And what Todd Bowles does with some of those fast, athletic linebackers, I'm going to go Anthony Hill. The Bucks, to me, linebacker is their biggest sore spot on their team right now. That's where I'm going with it.
All right. Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker out of Texas, going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right there. I'm up next with the Denver Broncos. Let me look real quick. Tight end, wide receiver. linebacker who fans most often pick. Just took away Denzel Boston.
KC could be fun here. You could find a way for Sean Payton to use KC a little bit.
Yeah. Let me think real quick. Chris Bell is an option.
Maybe some more help at corner.
I don't know if Casey Concepcion is going to go in the first round. Is the thing.
This is a fun one. The Denver Broncos.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting ways I can go.
There's not another running back you could go with either.
No, I'm gonna. You know what? I'll go with Chris Bell, the wide receiver.
All right, we're taking the tools. All right.
Out of Louisville. Yeah, tools. I think he's going to be the next receiver taken after the guys we just picked already. So I'll go with Chris Bell here. I think he's probably going to end up being a high second-round pick at the end of the day, but there could be a team like the Broncos here at 28 that could be interested in him at wide receiver. So I'll take Chris Bell, the Louisville wide receiver, here at 28 overall.
I think that's reasonable. All right, let's see. The New England Patriots, man, how well have the Patriots been playing? Jeez. I mean, you've got some veterans on the right side. I could look at the future right tackle.
Certainly don't take a quarterback the way Drake May is playing.
No need for a quarterback in New England, that's for sure. Don't need a left tackle either. That's for darn sure, too. I mean, they've got some really nice pieces. I think even some young guys at receiver, Pop Douglas, Kayshon Boutte stepping up.
Edge rusher, maybe?
Maybe an edge rusher. An edge rusher could work.
LT Overton.
Overton would be a Vrabel kind of guy. He
yeah.
would. Overton might work, or this is another one. I might dip into safeties.
I don't know if there's going to be
another. I love Dylan Thieneman, man.
I don't know if he's going to go first round.
I think Mike Vrabel would just love Dylan Thieneman. I don't know. This is a problem for me. I have a problem with Dylan Thieneman. That's a problem. I need this guy to go in the first round.
I don't know if he's going to go in the first round.
He rocks.
I think LT Overton's more likely to be a first-round pick than Dylan Thieneman. But if you want to take him.
Or does he just go straight pass rusher with NR Mason Thomas?
I don't know if he's going to go that high is the thing. He's more like a second-round pick, I think, just because he feels like he's a DPR. I don't know if a DPR is going to go first round.
All right, let's get Overton going. The versatility is there. He can play a little inside and outside. Really good run stopper as well, which we know Mike Vrabel likes. We're going to go LT Overton from Alabama. Resetting the tradition. It's kind of gotten away from it the last couple of years, but resetting the tradition of New England just constantly taking defensive players from Alabama as they did all those years of Belichick. We're doing that.
All right, love it. Next up, I have the Philadelphia Eagles here at number 30 overall. I am going to go with Colton Hood, the cornerback, another cornerback out of Tennessee. Here, he has been pretty good this year for the Volunteers. He has a 77.3 PFF grade so far, been very consistent so far, and what's been a very inconsistent secondary overall. But Colton Hood has been really good, replacing Jermod McCoy as the number one corner for Tennessee. So I think when Jermod McCoy gets back, he and Colton Hood could be maybe the best cornerback pairing that we have in college football. So I'll take Colton Hood here, who I think could be sneak his way into the first round the way he's playing right now.
That makes a good amount of sense. The one thing I'll say for future mock drafts, and this might get deeper into the offseason, if we get enough of this A.J. Brown drama, yeah, maybe wide receiver is a focus there, and we got to start looking.
Seems like that's cooled off a little bit, though.
I think so. Pretty sure, although Brown didn't play this past week. Was it last week? He didn't play last week, and they won anyway. And I just wonder if that starts to linger a little, because we never thought it was a thing in Tennessee either. Mm-hmm. And then they went and shipped him off on draft night. So it might be something to watch there with Philly. But, no, I think that makes sense. I mean, and their roster is so good. They always have the luxury of picking just one of the very few things they need, or picking kind of out of luxury. But they need help at corner. Although I do think I find the trade with Michael Carter, them getting Michael Carter at the nickel, interesting, because it makes me think maybe we're going to try out Cooper DeJean out there on the outside, in which he is perfectly capable of doing. He did it at Iowa. He was best corner in the country. So, no, I think that's an interesting situation there in Philly's secondary they're trying to figure out. I have Dallas here at 31. The Micah Parsons trade in this scenario gives him the 31st pick. I think this is somebody I really like for the Cowboys at this spot. They need D-line help. They also need linebacker help. We already got a good run-stopping D-lineman in Keldrick Falk. I'm going to take a guy who you could argue is the best run stopper at linebacker in this draft. Give me C.J. Allen from Georgia.
Love it.
I'm in on that. It maybe a little bit of struggle in coverage. He's not quite as good in coverage as he is as a run defender, but he's an elite run defender. That Georgia run defense is outstanding. He's a big reason for it, and it's the exact type of linebacker that the Cowboys need. If you go into the future, to me, with C.J. Allen and DeMarvion Overshown, if he's healthy, I kind of start to really like that pairing at that level, and then they just need to keep getting better around those guys. But give me C.J. Allen to the Dallas Cowboys.
Love that. It makes a lot of sense, I think, right there. I have the final pick right now, the Indianapolis Colts, who have the best record in the league. Perfect 7. Not perfect, but 7-1 right now, as close to perfect as you can get.
Don't you take a quarterback.
I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm not taking a quarterback, and I'm not taking a running back either. Or, actually, you know what? I might take an interior offensive lineman here.
Well, I'll say this. Interior, I think they're going to be fine because they've been playing. Right tackle is something to watch with Braden Smith because this is the last year of his contract. If there was a right tackle that you liked, that might be something looking into the future.
Yeah, because their interior hasn't played great this year. They have played really well.
Bortolini's a star. I'm telling you.
Bortolini's a star.
Tanner
Quentin
Bortolini.
Nelson's the best guard in the league. Right, Ioane. You don't think Ioane would fit in there? Because that's the guy I'm looking at right now.
I think they're fine inside. I think
All
the
right.
3 guys they have inside right now are the ones they ride with.
Think
Right. If there was a
corner,
right tackle somewhere here, which I don't think there is.
I mean, I could take Isaiah World, but I don't know if I want to put him at right tackle.
I was going to say, I think they also need some secondary help.
Yeah, I'm looking at corner.
Their
Sure do.
secondary has been the biggest issue.
We've taken a
them
lot
all
of
year.
corners already, though. It's kind of a thin corner class. A.J. Harris, I mean, it might be a little bit of a reach, but I might take A.J. Harris here.
Harris might make sense. I mean, either a talent at corner, or if you don't like any of the corners, take another edge rusher.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take who are some of the edge rushers that are available right now? Denied that his son, maybe his teammate right now is still available. Mateo Uiagalelei is still available.
R. Mason Thomas. Josh Josephs. I know you love Josh Josephs.
Josh Joseph's available. You know what? I'll go with I'll take Matei. Yeah, they don't need to. I don't know if they need an edge rusher that bad. I'll take A.J. Harris. I'll take A.J. Harris, the corner out of Penn State. I think that's something they need to beef up the secondary a little bit more. A.J. Harris, I think, is probably more of a second-round pick in the next when he gets to the April, but I think he's still a really good player. I think here at 32 overall, he could fit there for the Indianapolis Colts. That wraps up our post-October mock draft for our audio-only listeners and for anyone who wants to follow along after we lost this mock draft sim at about pick 22 or so. Number 1 overall, Reuben Bain Jr., the edge rusher to the Saints. Number 2, quarterback Dante Moore to the Jets. Number 3, safety Caleb Downs to the Titans. Number 4, Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback to the Dolphins. Number 5, the Browns take Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver. Number 6, the Giants take tackle Spencer Fano. Number 7, Raiders take quarterback Ty Simpson. Number 8, Cardinals take linebacker Arvell Reese. Number 9, Bengals take D-tackle Peter Woods. Number 10, the Ravens take edge rusher TJ Parker. Number 11, the Commanders take cornerback Mansour Delane. Number 12, another corner here to the Rams in Jermon McCoy. 13, the top running back off the board, Jeremiah Love to the Vikings. The 14, Texans take Francis Mauigoa, the tackle. 15, the Cowboys take Keldrick Falk, the edge rusher. 16, the Panthers take Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver. 17, Bears take David Bailey, the edge rusher. 18, Browns take offensive tackle Caden Proctor. 19, Steelers take Carnell Tate, the wide receiver. 20, the 49ers take Cassius Howell, the edge rusher. 21, another edge rusher here in Romello Heights, the Chargers. 22, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end, goes to the Chiefs. 23, the Rams take Jennings Dunker to the tackle. 24, the Lions take Avion Terrell, the corner. 25, Bills take linebacker Sonny Styles. 26, Seahawks take Denzel Boston, the wide receiver, staying home there. 27, the Buccaneers take Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker. 28, the Broncos take Chris Bell, the wide receiver. 29, Patriots take LT Overton, the edge rusher. 30, the Eagles take Colton Hood, the corner. 31, the Cowboys take C.J. Allen, the linebacker. And 32, A.J. Harris, the corner to the Indianapolis Colts. So wraps up our post-October mock draft. We are obviously doing our show on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, going over the biggest results from what should be a chaotic Week 10 of college football. We'll see you guys on Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, to go over the biggest games in Week 10. For Dalton Wasserman, for producer Eli back there, I'm Max Chadwick, and very, very happy Halloween to you guys, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.